you. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Let me fix this for a second here. And it's done. All right. Now, when I have my tea, it'll show Hawaii. So, we have Tia T or Tia Tia or Titi. I don't know what. Tea, Tea. Tia Tia or Titi. Says, hello, female 19, KSA, Kazakhstan or Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Maybe. I think that's what it is. And Tia Tia says, I fall back into missing my female ex occasionally, even though 1 year passed by. From moving on, I still obsess over the fact of what have might might have happened. She didn't text me at all as she was getting ready for her marriage, which is this year. But I still feel I crave her text and being with me and the attention she gave me while moving to take while moving on take me forever while moving on take me forever. I feel no one will love her the way I did, and sometimes I question myself, was her tears about me true? Was her love words true, or I am the one who get played? Well, that's very difficult to answer since I don't have access to her mind to see what she really was thinking or even talk with her. So I think you should consider that not everybody is capable of tearing up as a role play. And when she has already been involved with you for a while, her actions have always been representing her, and you don't need to just consider if the tears were real, so that means she was real, and if it wasn't real, then it means all along that was not real. Count on the actions and interactions you had with her all along before the tears, and that tells you if the feeling was mutual and true or not. And then, if it wasn't true, what would she have gained by not being true feelings and yet spending time with you? So it doesn't make sense. What I think, which I don't know if it's right or not because it can't be 100%, but this is what I sum up, that she genuinely was feeling the same way you felt about her. However, given the circumstance and the culture that you live in, I'm sure it's not so widely accepted in Saudi Arabia, two women being together and being intimate with each other and romantically involved. So, on that basis, she probably felt the pressure of preserving her family name or culture or the custom and agreed to marry someone. She might have felt warm for that person at the same time. Maybe not as much as she felt for you, but she was also encouraged by trying to live up the role that she had to take in that society and forgo the relationship with you and pursue the relationship that the society would dictate on her to present her family name and statute in a better light as far as that culture is concerned. So you can simply understand that her decision was not solely based on the fact that she didn't love you or like you, or she stopped loving you. It was based on a decision that was more amicable and more appropriate given the circumstances in Saudi Arabia and the cultural um, um, practice and acceptance level of um, out of ordinary situations and interactions. So that's what I think. So you can simply have that in the back of your mind and rest assured that the feelings were mutual and there were reasons for her to make a decision. Sometimes people make a decision because that is the most reasonable given the circumstances for them, and the benefits would outweigh the losses, and they would be encouraged to make that decision for more reason than one. And so she did. So you need to go on with your life and use that as a pleasant experience you had, but understand the circumstances and no need to have a certain conclusion on that in order to come to your own conclusion that everything was real or this and that. So I think it's time for you to move on as well. And for whatever reason this was done, which is obviously understandable, and I'm sure you know better than I do, you can accept it and then not go on to create any new conclusions or questions in your mind and let it be as it is and enjoy what it was and have the memory of it, but go on with your life as life must continue. That's the only chance. Um, Defender Justice, Defender of Justice says, I haven't had many urges to contact my ex like I did a few weeks ago. I start my new job Monday, so I've been more focused on that. I also have been trying to journal and meditate to be mindful. Good. I realize more now that it's the alone feeling that gets me more than the absence of my ex. Okay. Defender of Justice says, thank you. For what? I didn't do anything. But you're welcome. Defender of Justice says, I still think about her and miss her, but it doesn't feel like drug withdrawal at the moment. Good. All right. Well, these feelings are normal. You should miss the ex. It's normal to miss the ex. It doesn't mean you can't live without her. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that it will always be like this. No, it just means it's a normal reaction to having missed, having not having something that you have had. If you have a bicycle in your ride and you don't even ride it, it's not even a good functional bicycle, but it used to be. But it's a corner of your yard. But sometime one day you see it's not there. It's stolen or lost, or somebody misplaced it, or however. Even though you haven't been using it, even though you haven't been the perfect bike, you still miss it. So what is that? Just because you miss it, that means, oh, it was the best bike, most equipped bike, most functional bike? No, it just means you missed something that it was always available to you and was part of your properties or your belongings or part of what you identified with. Now it's not there, so naturally you're going to miss it. But that doesn't mean that feeling of missing is an evidence that that was the best thing there was. So if you're missing your ex, whoever you are, it's a normal thing to miss your ex. But it doesn't mean missing the ex means the ex was the best or the best you could do or the best it will ever be. or no other better opportunity would come up or anything. It just means you miss it. Like you miss anything else that you lose or you don't have it anymore. That's a natural thing. Don't come up to a conclusion that this means that. Therefore, I'm now devastated. How am I going to go on? I'm alone. There would be nobody better for me. There would be nobody that I could find and connect with like that. No, it will be. The way you feel is because at this moment, there is nobody that you know that you can connect with. And that makes you feel as if you're alone. But it's only for this moment. You don't know what happens tomorrow and the next day and the next day. As the wording in the movie Castaway says, you don't know what the waves brings tomorrow. If you haven't watched that movie, you can watch it and then you'll know what I'm saying here. There's always something on the way. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's on this way. It just means it hasn't arrived yet. That's all what it means when you feel lonely. It means it hasn't arrived. It doesn't mean it's going to be always like the way it is right now. Lonely. No. And Tia says, she kept teasing me about her marriage. She kept it as a secret until her book was written. I don't know why. I keep imagining her. I want to move on. I felt hurt staying with her while she will get married. So I left, but I crave her, and she didn't crave me any attention. She gave me any attention since that year, last year. Well, then good riddance. Why would you want to continue being infatuated or interested in being in a relationship with someone who doesn't give you the attention that you deserve or you expect to be reciprocated with? So, the hell with her. She can go jump in the lake. All right. So we have whole three people here. It's very busy. I don't know how to answer all the questions. So we'll just hang around for a little bit longer and see. By the way, Tia, are you actually in Saudi Arabia right now? So the time must be something like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing up so late? And Defender, you let me know your age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. And North Girl was talking to Tia. And if you wouldn't mind, let me know what your age and gender and where you're tuning in from. I know it says girl 77, but it's a screen name, so people use different screen names while it is not really like some people put the name of a car, and some people put the picture of a woman, but they're actually man, or some people put the picture of their favorite actor, but they're a female. So I can't tell if this is a lady or not. So I would appreciate if I would know age, gender, and where you guys tuning in from. Now we have whopping 5 people here, which is very. Tia says, Marin, I have one little concern. Yeah, go ahead. That's what we're here for. If you guys notice, what do you think about the name of the chat? I've changed it from what it was. I think we used to call it, what did used to call it? Let's see. We used to call it breakups, relationships, thoughts, and you. Breakups, relationships, thoughts, and you versus the new chat name, chat title, live life chat. So, can you guys let me know what you think? What's the better name, either this one, which we call it one, or the one that we have right now, live chat, which we call it two. Could you guys take a look and tell me what you think is the best title for our chats? And if you agree with the how it used to be, breakups, relationship, thoughts, and you, put a one. And if you like the new name, live chat, then you put a two. And in the description of the live chat, then we have explained what it is talking about, or questions like relationship, OCD, HOCD, breakups, and so on and so forth, and general life. So could you guys help me out with that? Let's see. We got only 5 people here, but still at least some idea. Brenda Cookie says two. Brenda, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, please. You've been here before. I know the name Brenda, and I believe your last name also is familiar, but you haven't been here for a while, right? So come on, guys. Only Brenda has responded. Hmm. I think I can do, and also let me know if this is better voice right now or when I'm switching it over. Now it's switched over. Let me know if this is better or how it used to be, how it used to sound. Brenda is 59, female, and from Montana. Oh, ski country, isn't it? Montana. Mountain for sure. But the weather, I'm not sure if it's ski or not. I haven't been in for a bit. Yeah, I know. I recognize. And Brenda says they both sound good, but this one is best. Okay, fair enough. Since you're the only one who voted, we'll keep it like that. Nobody else. He says yes, cold and snowy. And is the sound better now? Were you talking about the sound, Brenda, or were you talking about the name of the um, chat? I think you were talking about the sound because you already voted for the chat. Yeah, this is better. I just forgot to switch over. And North Girl 77 says, Meran, I keep getting discouraged by men. Well, they're stupid men. But there are some around, Only smart ones love women. If they don't like you, that means they're not smart. Simple. That's how you should. That's the level of confidence you want to have in yourself. Whether you're a guy or a girl, if somebody doesn't like you or doesn't pay attention to you or is not meeting your standards as far as the romanticism or interaction is concerned, that's not on you. That's on them. So that's the end of that. You don't have to prove to them that you're lovable or likable. You just have to conclude that they're stupid. That's all. And that's the end of that. And North Girl says, I had 2 long-term relationships and now I'm 36. I want to get married and have family. But I feel men don't want the same nowadays. Where do I find a man? Come on now. You girls, know how to attract a man's eyes, we're very simple. We are very visual. We are not that sophisticated to have come to an age where we would eventually, in the older age, for example, my age, to expect a lot more from women, to expect certain standards, because we have grown up to establish certain standards in our own lives and expectations from our own self, have learned a thing or two, and our level of expectations from ourselves has gone up. So what we are seeking, we're expecting a little bit higher quality, and we want to go in depth to understand their consciousness and find out their level of sense of duty, responsibility, um, accomplishments, faithfulness, sense of psychology, sense of uh, ability to provide certain level of psychological security for the partner, and take responsibility for their own actions and feelings and what they want to accomplish in life, and so on. But before they get to that age, men are very simple. We are very, very simple to get. We're very visual. And if you're kind to a man, to a good man, decent man, if you're kind to him, take care of yourselves, be fit, and dress nice, visually, that already puts us very close to your proximity as far as um, being able to attract us. We don't ask much, just proper hygiene, proper fitness, aesthetics, kindness, femininity, that role that a feminine plays, the nurturing sense of being the center of the universe for us. That's what women become. And very simply, they can achieve that. And if you are like that, present yourself in that way, gradually, not right at the same time, of course. When you find somebody suitable and worthy of your providing that kind of a features, then and if still men are not interested, well, there's stupid men around. Just change your venue and expect higher and more and better quality. Sometimes you won't get what you're looking for because your expectations are too low. But what you're offering is high caliber and high standards. So what you're offering is not understood, or it's not within the limits of understanding or expectations of that person that you're presenting this high quality of yourself to. They can't understand it. It's like you take someone to a, let's say, a convention or a jewelry store, and they put same design and same look and same colors and same feeling of same bracelet, let's say, but in four different qualities, such as one is made from, I don't know, diamond and gold, the other one is made from cubic zirconium and gold, the other one is made from crystal and imitation gold, and the other one is made out of glass and imitation gold. Now, if he doesn't understand the difference, he's just going to pick one and he doesn't know what he's picking as long as shiny and gold. But if he picks the glass or the crystal with imitation gold, that doesn't take away from the diamond and the gold, the genuine expensive one. It just means this person is not cut out to know the difference. So putting that diamond and gold in line for the choices that he could make, he or she could make, was a mistake, because this person cannot absorb, cannot appreciate that diamond value and that gold value. So might as well, that is in the wrong lineup, that gold and diamond. So if you are that golden diamond and you're in the lineup that they can't understand what that is, they go for the shiny one and the reflection of light, all that thing. It's not on you. You're in the wrong store. Hmm? You know, it depends what it is that they're expecting and what their level of understanding is. There's an old story on that note that I hope North Girl, this would tell you the story if I can present it correctly. The father wants to teach a son something. Like the son asks the father, Father, what's the value of my life? How can I tell? Father gives the son a stone and says, take this stone to the market and pre- present it for sale. But if somebody asks you how much, don't say anything. Just put your fingers, two fingers up, but say nothing. So the boy takes the rock and goes to the market and shows the rock around. And somebody says, hey, how much is that rock? He puts two finger up, says nothing. So the lady who wanted to buy says, oh, $2, I'll buy it. The son runs back to father, says, Dad, somebody wanted to buy this rock for $2. He says, okay, now go um, to a pawn shop and show it. And when they ask for how much, you just say nothing, stick two fingers up. So he goes to a pawn shop and shows that. And the person says, hey, how much? That's a good rock. And the kid puts two finger up. And the pawn shop says, oh, $200, I'll buy it. The kid runs home, says, Dad, somebody wants to buy $200. He says, okay, I want you to go to a museum now and show it to the curator or the museum authority. But if they ask how much, put two fingers up and say nothing. The kid goes to the museum and shows it there, and the museum curator says, my goodness, this is one of the most amazing rocks that we've ever seen. How much? Puts two finger up. Says, $200,000, we buy it. The kid runs home, says, Dad, they want to buy $200,000. Dad says, oh, now I want you to go one more place. Go to a fine precious stone jewelry store, and gives him the name. The kid runs to the jewelry store and shows it and says, show this to the owner. And the kid goes to this jewelry store and shows it to the owner. And the owner says, oh, this is, my goodness, one of the most beautiful, precious stones I've ever seen. How much? The kid puts the finger up too. And the guy says, $2 million, I buy it. So the kid runs back and says, so he wants to buy $2 million. He says, you see, son, your value is where you put yourself. So depending on their understanding and expectations, and you placing yourself in where you are worthy, their ability to understand your worth and value is high enough, then you'll get a different value and you'll understand your true value. So I hope this is something for you to interpret for yourself, that uh, where can I find a man? It means your value perhaps is much higher than the people around you. They can't understand you. Therefore, you think you're not valuable, but you're more valuable than they can understand. So place yourself in the right place, have more confidence in yourself, and you will attract a different kind of value, people who could appreciate you more. Nook 10 says, male 23, Germany. And it says, my ex left me for another guy and told our friends that He is far better than me. I don't give a damn, but the guy is treating her like crap, and he isn't better than me at all, at least on how we treat this girl. And this makes me sad. What are good indications to marry? Oh, so this makes me, well, it should make you sad because the reverse of it is correct too. You were the higher quality of man for that girl. She couldn't appreciate your kindness, your respect, your level of the way you were treating her. To her, a garbage is valuable because she doesn't believe she's valuable. So she doesn't expect to be treated on a pedestal or so carefully as you do. They think someone who doesn't care about them is more valuable because if they were not so valuable, then they would really take a good care of her. So because they don't take good care of her, they don't pay attention to her, treat her like crap, that means they're much higher value than she is. So she wants them because she doesn't have enough confidence in herself. In your case, you were giving her too much beyond her understanding and expectations. So she thought, well, you're too desperate because you're paying so much attention, treat her so well when she doesn't really think herself that she's that valuable. So if you think she's valuable, then she think you're weak. So, and since you're weak, she doesn't want you. It's just a matter of the psyche and their level of confidence in themselves. iPhone 6 says, what are good indications to marry a girl? Well, Jesus, depends on what you expect. Aesthetically, financially, educationally, in terms of loyalty, confidence, responsibility, sense of duty, commitment level. All these are indications that varies between people to people. Depends what you expect. Tia Tia says, wow, this sounds amazing. What, Tia Tia? Says Tia Tia says, Marian, are my world are my words visible? Uh, I saw most of it. Oh, Tia Tia says, in my case, harder knowing that she will get married or they both the same, and it's just my mind wants to give excuses for me not moving on. Well, don't be lazy. Whether you move on or not, life moves on. You better move on with life. You see, if you're not moving on and understanding to harmonize yourself with the movement of nature, with movement of life, with the movement of the universe, the flow of life, if you're not going along with the flow of the river, it's the same. If you're not moving along, it's the same as if you're swimming against upward, against the current. It becomes very difficult. So you got to find what is the sweetest, softest, um, flowing way of coordinating yourself with the direction of life. This is what the deal has been handed out. This is the type of cards that have been handed out to you. So you play with that instead of saying, well, this is not a good hand. I want to wait for another one. If you wait, the game is continuing. The life is continuing. It's going to crush you over. You need to be moving in the same direction the life is moving. Imagine if this is the universe and it's moving from this direction. And you're here on this same circle. So you're supposed to be moving with the universe to have a smooth life. If you happen to decide not to move, universe is moving, you're not moving, it's going to crush you. So you need to always move on. You'd be depressed, you'll be full of anxiety, you will crush you. There's so many evil and wrong and negative forces and energies around with the people's behavior, people's mentality, people, their own agendas, and they don't care about if it's right or wrong. They will do what it is going to suit them. And in the meantime, if you take them seriously, if you take their decisions as if they are a decree on you and your character and their judgment on you, and you fall for that their thinking and their opinion about you is defining you rather than you define yourself, not the opinion of other people and what's suitable to them and what's going to fulfill their agenda, then, if you believe in yourself, you'll be fine. But if you believe in what they're saying and how they're defining you, then you're messed up. You're going to be depressed and thinking that their judgment is your world rather than you don't give a shit about their judgment and their decisions. They make decisions to what suits them and their own limitations, and you make a decision for what it is going to work for you. That's how you should be thinking. Otherwise, every day people are misjudged and people are mistreated and people are disrespected. If you don't give a damn about other people's mentality when they're wrong, when they're just trying to satisfy their own agenda, then you would be fine. But if you think that their agenda trumps your character and values, then you're at the mercy of other people's opinion. You shouldn't give a damn about that. So this particular one decided to go somewhere else, then good riddance. Have more confidence in yourself. All right. Tia says there is one above this word, yeah. And Tia says, thanks a lot. I love how smooth you let that sink in my mind. Okay. All right. Now my question is, why do you have so little number of, so few people joining us when we actually have good content? Tia, did you ever let us know your age? Did you? I think you did. From Saudi Arabia, right? Ah, 19. Oh my goodness, 19. So young. So just don't stop your life for anybody. Don't stop your life for anybody. It's like you have gone to the first shoe store, and the one that you picked is sold. And you're now saying, oh my goodness, what am I going to wear? That's the best shoes. Jesus, it's only first store. There's so many other stores available. Go check them out. You will see there are more advanced, more beautiful, and more stylish shoes out there that you haven't seen. And when you see it, you say, the hell with that one. I want this one. But if you haven't seen any other and you have set your eyes on that particular one, and that's the only one that was available in that bunch, and it's gone, and suddenly you feel like, oh, I missed something. No, you haven't missed anything. You just got to go to another store, and then another store, then another store, then another store. There's so many stores, you'll never run out. You're just 19. You haven't seen anything. Don't sell yourself short. All right. At this age, you hardly know yourself and your standards, your expectations, or what you're really all about. So if you don't know yourself that well, how could you expect and how could you to know what really exactly the kind of girlfriend or partner that you want? You don't. In a few years, you've grown up to a level that you know a lot more about yourself. Then you will change your standards and your expectations will change. The kind of a character you want your partner to be will change. And then you have a better chance to be more serious with the one that you will find, because at this moment, pretty much your criteria is limited. You think you've got such a big criteria. You don't, because you hardly know yourself. 19. What do we know ourselves at 19? We think we know. Why? Because at 17 we didn't know shit. Now at 19 we think, oh, we're very wise. We know a lot. So we think we know everything. No. Compared to what you were 15, 16, 17, 18, you know a bit more. You feel very confident that your knowledge is quite a bit more than what it was. But compared to what it will be, it's nothing. So don't make any hasty decisions or any final decisions at the moment, because you hardly know yourself. That's pretty much what I want to say about that. Tia Tia says, Mayran, for real, live, for real, I've been watching a lot mind content and psychology. You are the best one. You are the most mature. Your words are so mindful and kind. You're a miracle. Well, thank you very, very much. I love you too. And thank you for the kind words. I'm delighted that the content is useful for you and gives you such feeling. Thank you for sharing. iPhone 6, I think you missed my question. Did I? Because no longer I have iPhone 6, I have iPhone 13. I don't pay attention to lower models. All right, okay, let's iPhone 6 says, what are good indicators to marry girl? Oh, I told you, I did respond. There's so many criterias, but first you got to know yourself very well, what your capabilities and shortcomings are, and what you think will be complementary to you, what part of your life you want to be shared with your significant other, and then from then, you can figure out, kind of sculpture the kind of girl that you want. But let's see, how old were you? Again, it helped me, guys, before every question, you add those three codes: M for male, F for female, then the age, and then the place. Like Nox 10 has done. M23GR. I know it's male, 23 Germany. So I don't have to look for it. That helped me out. iPhone 6. I gotta look to see how old you are. I don't have it. You never did say, did you? I think it's time for you to let us know age, gender, and where you're tuning in from. Okay. You are male, 30, London. Thank you for that. Was that so hard? So, male, 30, London asks, what are the criteria to find a good wife? Well, I did explain it, so now I guess we took care of that. So, age 30, well, it's about time that you should know enough about yourself that within the next couple of years, you know pretty much what kind of girl you should be with. You've been with enough girls, if you have, and your criteria, knowing yourself better than 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, you've gone through different challenges in life. So you got to know a little bit more about yourself. So therefore, you're now looking for a little bit more of equalities and standards, and you have more expectations from a woman that you want to share your life with, rather than only focusing on how pretty she is, to consider it a feather in your cap that I'm going out with this pretty girl. Look at me. I've got a pretty girlfriend. But that pretty girlfriend is just a human being. She's got her own shortcomings. And if she's irresponsible, if she's not, let's say, feminine enough for you, if she doesn't take care of the responsibilities of a woman in a relationship, and she doesn't want to do the things that women can only do, and she doesn't want to leave the things that only men can do to you, then you don't have a really cohesive relationship that everybody has taken their roles in a relationship. Depends on what your taste is. If you like feminists, then you want to go find someone who puts on her pants all the time. But if you don't like the feminists in the category or the interpretation that mostly are using today, which is hating men and thinking that they're better than men, and they thinking that they can do everything that a man can do, and they don't respect themselves and their individuality and their importance in the universe, and they just want to bash the men and say, I can do whatever man can do and even better. All that bullshit. If that's what you want, you go after that. If you don't, well, that's what feminism mostly are today. Instead of using the real definition of feminism, which is equal opportunity, equal pay for the same quality of service and knowledge, and being able to accomplish anything they put their minds to, having all the rights and privileges that anybody else could have, being free and strong to determine their own value and their own lifestyle and their own decisions in life. That's the name of a feminine meaning of femininity to me. But the rest of it, to me, is just disgrace and destroying the role that they could have, important role they could have in life, and destroying the nucleus of a family or a real relationship, which is what the politicians have sold to most women today. And the smart ones did not deviate. The dumb ones have bought into it, and they go, rah, rah, I'm strong because I'm just not agreeable and I want everything that a man can. I just fucked up. There is no way women can do what men can do. We're just two different energy. And there's no way men can do what women can do. We just are not capable. The nurturing, the that centrality of motivation for life, men cannot do. Only women can do. We do everything for women just because we're programmed that way, to please them, to satisfy them, to protect them, to provide for them. That's what we're good at. We build railroads, we go to earthquakes, we go to wars for them. We do things. Women don't go to wars mostly, some now, but it's not necessary. Why should they? They don't go to build railroads. They don't go to build roads. They don't go to help the way that, to attend to an earthquake site. They don't go to dangerous places and activities. They don't do the plumbings of the constructions, and they don't clean out the sewages and all. So we do all that. So what happened? These don't count. Women can do everything the man does. No, you can't. And we can't do certain things that you guys do. And you are the whole reason that we are alive. Don't you understand that? How important you are. Yet they're sticking under this bullshit of feminism, as if that some asshole politician sold that to you to get their votes, your votes. And if you're dumb enough to go for it, then you're destroying the whole fabric of a society and cohesiveness of a family and organization and discipline of a family and beauty of what we all can grow together and nurture. So that's what I have to say about that. And we have Rima here. Says, I see one. Rima, age, gender, where you tuning in from? Before I read your question or answer, please, age, gender, where you tuning in from? Just like iPhone 6. M30, London. Male, 30 years old, London. iPhone 6 says, thank you for an in-depth answer. Much appreciated. Do you think it's better to find a woman of a similar age? Generally, well, it can always work at any age, pretty much. But generally, men need to find much younger woman, or at least somewhat younger woman than themselves, for many reasons. They have enough maturity to know how to deal with a woman, how to treat a woman, how to be respectful, loving, protecting, and providing for a woman, to appreciate woman's value and presence in their life. And the women are looking for an older man to understand these things. They don't want to just constantly experience the same thing with someone at their own age, which that someone is still young enough, doesn't know shit. Women want to be led in a certain things in life. They don't want to have the experience of everything to be able to become knowledgeable. They expect their man to know enough to be able to lead certain directions in certain aspects of life. and then share the rest of leadership together. But they want to rely on a man, and that man is usually something they're looking for older person than themselves within a few years, even 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, or 10, 15 years, sometimes 30 years. Depends how their um, characters and content of their consciousness match up. So, but if she's the same age as you are, she's still going to be great, and she's going to have enough experiences to help you out as well, and it'll be a great um, combination. The problem is that usually, if men take good care of themselves and women take good care of themselves, this usually lasts much longer. But due to many factors in life, such as pregnancy and other things that women have to go through, they may not be able to take care of themselves as good as they should. So if you're 50 and your wife is 50, if you both have taken good care of each other and yourselves, it'll work out. But if you're 50 and you take good care of yourself, and she's also 50 but didn't have the chance or opportunity to take care of herself, then she would expect you to take care of her more, and you would expect her to take care of you more, and neither one would be satisfied. Then you'll have trouble in the old age. But if there's a age difference, like a few years, you'll be usually a better chance for a more, perhaps, tolerating between the two of them. It depends. It's not written in stone, but usually that's how it's been working out throughout the history. And so, if ain't broken, why fix it? So if it's working, then find the same. iPhone says she's younger, 10 years younger. Yeah, why not? The only problem is that she's too young. She's 20 years old. And if she's not willing to be committed to a relationship, and one day she wakes up, so, oh, I didn't do anything in my life. I didn't experience anything. I was just 20 years old and married you, and I haven't seen. If that's the mentality, then that's a culture of where you come from. That's going to be a problem, because then she wants to get divorced to go on disco hopping because she didn't have that opportunity to do it. But she's mature enough. Is perfect age. Usually, though, within 7 years, if the woman is that young and haven't had her flings here and there, and she may want to have it, if she doesn't, great. But if she want to have it, or someday, within 7 years, she's going to say, well, I haven't gone anywhere, I haven't traveled anywhere, I haven't done this and done that. And she forgets that this is now a life series. You both got to work and make things happen, make money, and prepare for the children or whatever else it is you want to accomplish. She may be young, too young to understand the responsibility of marriage. That's my point. Otherwise, it's perfect. If she's mature enough, great, not a problem. And many women in the past have been very mature and in long-lasting relationships, marriages. They married age 18, 19, 20, and they lasted for, I don't know, 50, 60 years until life was over for both of them. They were like in their 80s and 90s. But today's women are not that faithful. Everything is so easy. They don't like it, they just divorce. Go find somebody else, because everybody wants to get into their pants. So there's no shortage of guys for them. And the society accepts all these different relationships. So therefore, it's no pressure on them to leave this one and go to the next one, and then go to the next one, and so on and so forth. So that's not going to keep the marriages together. At least in the past, there was certain kind of expectation by the society that would help keep the marriages together. But these days, they don't like something, and some guy tells them, "Hey, sexy, how you doing?" So, oh, see, I've got attention out there. So why should I be with you? That guy is going to give me this and give me that. It's all about money and material. No longer it's about quality of life. So It depends what kind of mentality she has. If she's strong, if she's confident, if she has value for herself, if she has understanding of what life is all about, what relationship is all about, yeah, by all means, doesn't matter how young they are, eh, they're as long as they're the legal age, 19, 20, whatever, depending on that culture, it'll be great. But if they don't, doesn't matter what age, they're still going to be just not suitable. It's all about their content of their consciousness, their upbringing, and their, you know, their tradition, their expectations, and their own qualities that makes them good or not. Rima says, I'm male 19 and I'm from Serbia. Thank you for that, Rima. Rima says, hello, I see one girl almost every day and I really like her, but I don't know how to approach her. I never had girlfriends and literally never talked to women ever, except of my family members. What should I do? And Rima says, I see her on bus station. By the way, I have social anxieties too and AVPT. Uh, Avoidant personality disorder. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Well, you have fear of rejection, right? You're afraid, what if I ask her out or say hello and I get shunned or disrespected or rejected? What am I going to do then? So what? This is the fear you got to face. So understand that the world doesn't come to an end if somebody says, no, I don't like you, or don't talk to me, or whatever. These days, women are full of shit in their own brain because some politicians maybe made it look like that anybody who talks to you wants to fuck you, or anybody who talks to you, you should be uncomfortable, or you can go claim that I'm uncomfortable. It's all bullshit because the intention of people are different. Somebody may just be trying to help you with something that sees you are doing it wrong or you could get hurt and cares. That's basically it. But these days, they've made it look like as if it's a felony to talk to someone. So these are causing you to create some kind of anxiety. You should not, in this particular case, you should not give a damn. Just be prepared. If somebody says something, you say, okay, no problems. If they don't want to chat with you, that's fine. But since you always see her, you can risk it. You probably think as long as I don't talk to her, there's no way she can reject me. That's why you don't talk to her. So you keep that little bit. And then you're going to be sorry one day that why didn't I try it? Now she's with somebody else. Maybe you try it and she's still not interested. That's okay. Not everybody's supposed to be interested in you. Not everybody's interested in me. Not everybody has balanced thinking that if I, let's say hello, they think that I'm just saying hello. I'm being courteous and friendly because we're in an environment that is a friendly and closed environment. People are close to each other doing whatever they're doing. And they might think that I'm making them uncomfortable. So these are what the world, the real world is today, despite of considering your actual intention, which is very positive. So if you can understand all these things and endure these things and understand the shortcomings of the society and misunderstandings or their stupidity in many and most ways, you can simply go to her next time you see her and smile, say, hello, I see you every day here. I just wanted to say hello to you. My name is so and so. And she either says, okay, thank you. And she introduces herself. And that's nice. The next day you see, just say, hello, whatever her name is, Jill. And then over the time, you may say, things that is appropriate, like about the school or about, you know, what she's up to, little by little. Otherwise, you can't just go to someone and says, you want to go out with me. That may not really work. But be prepared that she may not like to continue talking to you, and that's fine. But unless you ask, you would know. And you're asking as a gentleman politely, and so it should be all fine. Rima says, I think it's a little bit weird to approach her in bus station. Maybe she would think that I'm some kind of weirdo. Yeah, she may. But if she has seen you there every day and you've seen her every day and you guys are the same age, you know, it it's not a crime to be polite and say something nice. Now you can think of what is a nice thing to say rather than not something like, "Oh, you look so beautiful." Don't say things like that. Do you know where she gets off? Like the kind of school she goes? If you know where she gets off, there's a certain school there and you know the name of school, you can go and say, you go to such and such school, don't you? How is the quality of, classes there, teachers there? I go to such and such school. That's a conversation. She may decide to respond because it's, yeah. Otherwise, you can just say some things that she would not think it's weird, just something polite and something positive. Mhm. Rima says, thank you for advice. I will try something when I see her. Yeah. Something short, something positive. All right. Looks like we don't have any more questions, or do we? Should I hang around, guys, or are we done? Do you guys do anything to promote this channel, by the way? We need help. We need to be more exposed. We have contents is helpful to most people, but we need now. None of you, other than Brenda, answered the question as far as which name for the live chat is better, the one that it used to be, breakup you and the psyche. I think we used to call it breakups and relationships and you, or something to that nature. The breakups, relationships, intrusive thoughts, and you. That was the old name. Now I just changed it to live chats. So only Brenda responded to my question. I want to know if you guys, what you guys think. Do you think the first one, number one, is better, or this one, number two, live live chat, or what we used to call it, which was breakups, relationships, intrusive thoughts, and you? In the live chat, in the description of it, we have discussed what we discuss here. We talk about relationships, breakups, OCD, HOCD, and intrusive thoughts, and so on. But in the title, we just have it short, live chat. So let me know, please. One, which is the old version. Two, which is the new name. Rima says this one. North Girl says old name is better. Brenda says live chat is great. And iPhone 6 says live chat is good. So looks like everybody but North Girl wants the new name, live chat. But this is only 1, 2, 3, 4 people. What happened to the other 4? I want to hear from the other 4 as well. If you don't mind, guys, just get your engines in gear and respond. Number 1 or number 2. Ash is here. Ash says, "What's up, ladies? Single admin is here. I'm feeling frisky with the block button tonight." What is a block button? You're speaking British. All right. So, do I hear from the other 4 or 5 people which title should we go with? The old one or this one that we have? Please don't all of you answer me at the same time, one at a time. No, everybody's quiet. Maybe the microphone doesn't work, huh? Brenda says, "Where's your tea?" It's right here. Tea in the ocean. I'm always having tea in Hawaii when I'm talking to you guys. Look, that's where Hawaii is. It's my favorite spot in the world. I wish I was there right now. But with the stupidity of this prime minister here, I can't go anywhere because I'm not vaccinated. Yeah, Brenda, isn't it? That's my favorite. Just a few minutes ago, before I came on live, sun showed up, and I put my chair in front of the balcony window, and I had a few minutes of beautiful sunlight. And just when I was feeling it, I just traveled to that favorite spot of mine on the beach in Hawaii. I remembered that certain exact day, what I was doing there, laying on the beach right by the ocean and having an apple. And that was the day that I went, a few seconds later, I went to the ocean and I dove into thinking that it's deep, and I misjudged. I went right with my neck right into the into the sand, which was not visible when the wave was coming up strong. So I felt for a second, oh God, I broke my neck. It was really awful. But thank God nothing happened. I was just stiff for a couple of days. But I was just thinking about that, and it was a beautiful sunlight. It was a nice, delicious apple in the sun. It was hot. And I had goodies. And I was just meditating, laying in the sun in that heat, just talking to Maui Island. It was beautiful. I love Hawaii. That's my hometown, adopted hometown. I like to retire there someday, just live there and die there. Not that I want to die, but if I have to. iPhone 6 says if she still wants to study, what does that mean? Let her study. Let her finish her studies. You can get engaged and go through the, traditional things, but let her finish her study. That will give her confidence, ability to feel strong, which is great when couple both are educated and at least feel strong and valuable to themselves in their own mind, so they will have a more relaxed interaction with the world. Brenda says, I'm sorry your prime minister doesn't let you travel. Yeah, he's an idiot. So Hawaii is so beautiful, so peaceful, she says. I haven't traveled either as I didn't get the jab. Oh, God bless you. I found a non jab buddy. Everybody got frightened to the point that they all went and got it. And now shit has hit the fan, and everybody knows that thing was not a good thing. And the governments knew it. It was all a plan, in my opinion. You guys might want to check out my TikTok. I have political discussions on TikTok, not here. I kept it separate. My TikTok is Mind That Seeks Truth. That's one of my TikTok channel, which is a new one because the old one I had like I don't know 10,000 viewers or followers or subscribers, and I used to get 130,000 views within a few days of my upload of a clip. But then because it was all about democracy and personal rights and sovereignty of our bodies and so on, I guess TikTok being belonged to the communist regime and cooperating with the government here, I guess, they stopped circulating mine. And from that many views, I would get for my uploads, I would get 53, not 1,000, 53 people. So they kind of shadow banned me. So, like many other patriot Canadians, I opened another channel, and that's so far has been going all right. And my recent one has got over 70,000 in one night. So perhaps you want to pick that one on and check it out. So one channel is this. That's a new one. My old channel is Mind Seeks. It's still operational there. The old videos are still there, so you can watch it if you like. But those are all about Canada and Canadian politics and stuff that is happening here, if you're interested. And drop me a note if you happen to go that way, and drop me a note. Brenda says, crazy how they censor everything. Yes, I'll check it out on TikTok. Oh, good. Good, good. Yeah. It's a whole different topic and different presentation of what I do and interested in. But collectively, with many other patriotic Canadians, we've been able to wake lots of people up in this country. And now that the data is out and they cannot deny it, the governmental scientists and so on cannot deny it. So they all can see, as Robert Malloy, one of the inventors of mRNA, and even the CEO, former CEO of Pfizer himself, has come out and said that these companies all knew about this vaccine not being what it's all cracked up to be, and yet they promoted it and they didn't let people know. And the governments were all complicit in that. So it's just not how things started. Anyhow, I don't want to talk about it here in case these guys going to think they got to shut this channel down. We're living in very interesting times, no different than living in communist times. We're not, this should not happen. All right. So, is that it, guys? Do you have no more questions? If that's the case, I'll mosey on and do other things. Okay. So, if that's the case, perhaps you guys would want to do some other things right now. In UK, it must be around what? 5 and 8 hours. 1 o'clock in the morning, isn't it? iPhone says, when is the next chat? Usually I have it every Saturday at 1 o'clock, but today I had to do something and I couldn't have it at 1 o'clock, so I did it later. But usually then, unless now soon, guys, within the next maybe few weeks, I think, or maybe a little sooner or a little later, I will have a feature on the site, mind@seekstruth.com, that you guys don't have to pay the full amount to talk to me on Skype privately. That still stands, but there would be a much lower fee, but between 10 to 25 people can have a shared session, group session, and you can ask your questions, and we'll have ample time. So I'll put it like 2 or 3 hours so everybody gets a chance to enjoy, but they're not going to be paying full price. So it'll be accommodating financially for everyone who can't afford the private chats, yet it would be available to you to enjoy and benefit from other people's questions and your own questions. So that's what I have in mind, and that soon will be available. And North Girl says, Mehran, you should do your books as audiobooks. You will increase your sale. A lot of people prefer. I know, North Girl, but if I want to do it, I got to read the whole book. It's 360 pages, and I got to read the whole and put my own voice on it because I know what I'm trying to say, so the rhythm of it would make sense. Or at the moment, they can buy the book, the ebook, and there's a program that all they have to do is just have it scanned by that page, and it will read it for them. They just put the book in that program, and it will read it for them. So really, it's available without me having done it. So it'll be an audiobook for everyone who wants it by simply using that program that is available. They just upload the book into it, and it will read the book for you. Ash says, that's a great idea, North Girl. I'd happily record my voice on your book. I've got time. My refined British accent will put people to sleep. But don't you guys think that that is already available? I mean, simply you get the book uploaded in that program, it will just read the book for you, as these things are now available. Otherwise, it'll take me ages to sit down and record and read 365 pages. And then the other one is 600 pages, and the other one is 185 pages. But the main one, which the me, my psyche, and I, that's the one that I have my eyes on, focused. That's 360 pages or so. It's going to be a while before I'm done with it. And believe me, I spent 2 years writing the three, and then God knows how often, how many times I edited them. I read them back and forth, and I just wanted to throw up at the end because it was always every night in the library, every night for God knows a year, maybe just reading it and rephrasing it and making sure it delivers what I want to say. Then for a while, I couldn't read or write anything after it was done. I just couldn't. So I don't want to end up the same shape again. uh, Ash says, no, we can't use microfiber narrator with you, but why not? That would be like a form of torture. Why not? You can, though. Rajan Chudhary says, hey, I have been following your channel from a very long time. Thank you. Glad to hear that. Let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. I can see your thumbnail shows it's very small, but I think it's a male. You're a man, Rajan. But age and where you're tuning in from would be good. And Ash says, I'll get your book, Mehran, record myself reading it, and then send it to you to proof and check it out. Well, if you read it exactly as what it says, there's no need to proof, I guess. Rajan says, I'm in relationship with a married girl. Oops. She's just 22 and I'm 23. Ouch. That's a troublesome. We are in deep love. At least she seems she is in true love. She's married. And tradition there, where are you? You didn't tell me where you are. And I am really confused with this. Yeah. Where are you? What part of the world are you? So I can consider the culture there. Rajan, which country are you living in? In the meantime, Ash says, Mehran, listen, your book, I imagine, is filled with the passionate rambling of a mad psychologist. We can't have Stephen fucking Hawkins read it to us. Oh, I see what you're saying. The robot is going to ruin the passionate tone of the book. Yeah, possibly. Poor Stephen Hawkins. God bless his soul. And Rajan says, I'm from India, but currently in Canada. Oh, you're in Canada. We both are Indians. Also, she's in Canada too? Is she? Or is it long distance? Come on, Rajan. Sprach. Spill it out. I can't go, I can't have a fast food counseling here without enough detail, at least. We met secretly. Yeah, but is she also in Canada? Are you both in the same place? Let's put it this way. Are you both in the same place? You can say yes or no. And how long has she been married? Does she have children? Okay, yes, same city, meet secretly. And Rajan says, yes, same place. She has already confessed her husband that she gonna get divorced. Obviously, she isn't happy with him. Less than 1 year, no children. Okay. First of all, are you sure? Being married is a responsibility. It's a serious matter. It can't be just a fling. Right now, you don't expect anything from her. She expects nothing from you because she's provided by her husband. She has food and shelter and clothing, whether she makes the money herself or her husband does. somehow it's available to her. She doesn't look towards you to provide those things. She expects nothing from you but attention, and you're giving that attention to her, and that's very palatable to her. You don't expect anything from her because she's married, she's living somewhere else. So you don't expect her to do certain things that you would expect from your wife or your girlfriend to do. So you don't expect nothing. So all you care about is her love and attention, and she's giving you that. So that's very simple. Both of you can feel that this is how it's going to be, even when you're together. No, it's not going to be like that. You're going to expect her to do certain things that you expect your girlfriend or wife to do. She's going to expect you to do certain things that a man, husband, is supposed to do. What can you provide? Do you have a job that gives you enough money to get a place for both of you and provide for her if she's not working? If she's working, can both of you come together with enough money to provide all that? You got to think about these things. You're 23-year-old. You're infatuated with a woman which is unattainable because she's married. That's got quite a bit of attraction. We usually like what we can't have, or it's a taboo. But if she was free, she had maybe other choices. Or if you were in a position that you have access to other women, would you still choose her? Would she still choose you? So you can't just think because she's going to get divorced and comes to you, and then you guys are going to be happily ever after. Still going to be challenges in life, still going to be compatibility issues when you get to know each other and interact with each other on a daily basis and get to know each other's consciousness. Right now, all you can see is her beauty, and she can see you, and you just lovey-dovey, and you're hot for each other and cannot wait till you make love or do something. And that attraction and that entices you to make a decision about being together, and she wants to divorce and you want to get married with her. But what if you guys spend enough time together and then decide, oh, well, we're not really that compatible? Then is she prepared to have lost that marriage that she has, even though if she's not going to marry you, or even if it's not going to work out with you? Because you don't want to take that burden. And can you live with the fact that she gets divorced for you and later on she regrets? Are you sure she's not going to regret? Are you sure you're going to be there for her? Having said all that, I suggest to you, you pull back and don't interfere in their lives. Let her make the decision on her own. When she got divorced, then you guys can approach and see how it goes. If you're not a distraction, maybe there would be a way for them to make compromises and, rejuvenate their marriage. Talk to her about it. And she probably says, no, I love you. I want to be with you. Is she really want to be with you, or you are something that would help her to latch on to free herself from that? Like a swinging branch that she catches on and comes out away from something that she doesn't want to be with. So is she loving you, or is she hating her life as it is? So even if she gets divorced for a while, you guys should just go out and see if you guys are still in love and want to be together. Because right now you're a salvation to her, a scapegoat, maybe, escape channel. And for her, she's a forbidden fruit. For you, she's a forbidden fruit. So my suggestion is stay away. Let her figure it out on her own. Let her have her own reasons to divorce, not you be the reason for her divorce. If she's not happy, let her be not happy, not because of you, because of the quality and not being compatible with her husband. Let her make her own decision free of your interference or attraction or opportunity. And once she has made that decision and she actually has filed for divorce, then you guys can get back together and figure it out. What if you actually go on, and at one point she gets pregnant before divorce? She decides to stay. You're going to be very hurt. Who knows? Maybe the husband will purposely try to get her pregnant. Maybe she has a romantic evening and she feels sorry for the guy and she consents to that. Who knows? Maybe you fall in love and somehow, for some reason, the family change her mind and she stays with the husband. What are you going to do then? So, for all that reason, also not interfering with someone else's private life, you stay away, let her figure it out, have her own reasons for any decision she wants to make. And if she actually goes and files for divorce and separates, comes out of that place, then you pursue that relationship. I think that's a very manly thing to do. And at the same time, she won't ever tell you that I got divorced because of you. Now you're obligated to do this and that. You don't want that. You just say, I want you to be free, make your own decisions on your own. And I don't want to be ruining your life, so to speak, or influencing you in any way, shape, or form. Rajan says, I'm confused because we both are young. So shall I take her seriously or not? And yes, that's why I'm scared of Ashton. So I see. Okay. All right. And North Girl says a woman that cheats on her husband will probably cheat on you too. Seen it many times. Ash says, Rajan, you have to consider that she has committed adultery with you and is leaving her husband for you. How do you know she won't do the same to you? Something to consider. Rajan says, yes, that's why I'm scared of ash drums. I'm scared of, I have already thought about this before. We vibe together really well. He says, it sounds like she is monkey branching to you for whatever reason. American Otaku. American Otaku, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, please. Says, never mess with a married woman. There is so many single women. You need to think rationally, not emotionally. Ashram says, and then when she is dissatisfied with you, then she might monkey branch to the next best thing. Well, that is not necessarily because she's monkey branched or she changed from one to another. Many people make a mistake in their choice and they find a better choice later on and they stay committed. That happens for everybody, not just because of this one. It's no evidence that if somebody does it once, will do it again, but it is uh, obviously shows that it's a possibility for them as a way of solving things, uh, whatever it is, unless it's just unsolvable situations, but that they're open to simply abandon a project rather than work on it. If it's less than a year and she still hasn't tried to see what's wrong and make it happen, unless the guy is much older or is an asshole, uh, she hasn't maybe tried to give it a chance. Maybe it was arranged marriage. She never wanted to marry the guy and she was forced into it. And she should have said no. But now she said yes. Now she says, oh, maybe not enough money or maybe not enough attention. Maybe it's too many responsibilities she has to carry. And I know a little bit about the traditional role of a new bride in the family of the husband. Lots of pressure on her, and she becomes like a, I don't know, depend on the class of that family, becomes like a slave in a way for the husband's family, even. So I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong, but to some extent, I've seen that happen. So maybe that's why she was. So you got to know if it's really the lack of compatibility between the two that makes her want to divorce, or is it the responsibility of life or the things that she just wants to be a spoiled little kid and not do what she is taken on to do as a wife. What did she think being a wife is? Just go to parties and have things to do and spend money or whatnot? I don't know what her life is like. I cannot judge her on that on the basis of this information that I have. However, you need to find those things out. And at age 23, you can fall in love with a tree, as far as I'm concerned, because you're full of hormone. And the moment a woman smiles at you, whether she's married or not, you're in love. That doesn't mean that she's exactly the girl that you're looking for. But then again, she may be. It may be a chance of your life. And if you can live with that, and if you're okay with that, and you can be assured of that, fine. But you can never be assured of everything, can you? That's not life is all about. This whole life is about uncertainty. So as long as you let her make this decision, not because of you, but because of her own reasons, and that she has given it all the chances that it needs to be given and still is not working out for her, and she makes that decision on her own and divorces, then you approach her. But while she is thinking of that, you interfering, you kind of giving her a place to seek refuge. It might be just because of wanting to repel that situation that she's attracted to you, not necessarily because you guys are exactly what you guys want to be together and expect for each other. That's something to consider. So, in my opinion, again, talk to her, let her know that you love her, if you love her, and say that, look, I don't want to be the cause of breakup of your marriage. Of course, I love you, but maybe you will be fine with this guy after a while. Maybe if you give it a chance. I don't want to be responsible to take a life that might be good for you away from you. I don't want to be your scapegoat. I don't want to be your refuge center. I want it to be a place you voluntarily want to come in if you have a comfortable and good and secure life already, not because it's not comfortable or insecure or you don't feel good with the guy and you want to go. It could be anybody that you go to, not necessarily me. I want to know if I'm special and I'm for you because you choose me, not because you want to get away from something and I happen to be there to catch you. And that is not fair to me for me to say that to you, but also not fair for me to feel that I wasn't chosen. I was just something to hang on to. And you can discuss that with her and say, I don't mean to disrespect you. I love you, but I don't want to take anything good from you. So you got to think it yourself, make that decision. Once you're free, I'd be more than happy to be your boyfriend and we figure it out together and see how it works. And then maybe we decide to go on or not. But I don't want you to think that even if we are not compatible after a while being together, because there are things that we don't know about each other. We only see each other secretly. So it's not enough for us to know about each other. We still got to interact with each other, negotiate life together, go out, get to know each other, and see if we're compatible or not. Maybe we'll be just as we think we are. Maybe we won't. So, in that sense, if you decide to divorce this guy, it should be on your own decision. And then we would be, of course, go out together and we get to know each other, maybe for a year or so. And then if we're both happy and see that, yes, we're made for each other, then we decide to go further. But I don't want to rosy up your life when I may not be qualified for you. Maybe I'm not good enough for you. How do you know? I think you're great for me. Always be polite with a woman, but maybe I'm not good enough for you. So you need to find that out. But for that, we need time. So I want you to make your decision on your own, weigh things out. And then if you came up to a decision which is divorce, do it on your own. Then I will be there afterwards to get to know each other, then to see if we are really for each other or not. Otherwise, I don't want to have the responsibility of your dissatisfaction later on and say that, oh, you're not the guy that I'm looking for. And I may very well not be worthy of you. Be always polite. North Girl says many women can't be single or don't want to be without a man. Therefore, they look for replacement when they know the relationship will end soon. I say end it, not worth the headache. And Brenda says good advice. Usually the third wheel always loses. And Rajan says, thank you so much for your advice. I accept every single word you said. I'm going to watch this video again and again to make myself aware again. Okay. And Brenda says, North Girl is right. Seriously, third one is always loses. And Rajan says, thanks for the advice, American Otaku and North Girl. American Otaku says, hi, I'm 28 years old and I'm watching from South Korea. Ooh, we've gone that far, almost Japan. And he says, I'm an American living here. Oh, I just started watching your videos yesterday because I'm going through a breakup. Love your videos. Well, delighted that the videos are helpful to you. You know that I have a site, mindthatseekstruth.com. You can always make an appointment with me for Skype consultation, one-on-one on Skype. Usually for new clients, when you get a 1 hour appointment, I will add from 30 minutes to another hour on top of it on me for the first session. So we'll have ample time to get to know each other and the detail of the situation, and we'll explore it on Skype, one-on-one, without a rush. Ash says Mehran is right. Nothing is written in stone, but it's better to be safe than sorry. You're young. You don't seem very naive, Rajan, but you are definitely acting on your emotions right now. Yeah, you're acting on your emotions and hormones, and the need to have a girlfriend, especially a girlfriend who's married, seems to you, oh my goodness, she's married and wants me. That means I am a superior man. That plays on our ego every time, and it's very attractive. But you will find out if you guys are for each other when she's free and she has an opportunity to go out with other men, but yet she chooses you. At this time, you're the only escape channel for her. So she will choose you over what she has rather than choosing you over all that there is to her disposal, possibly. So again, explain to her why, step back, let her make the decision on her own or decide to stay with the husband however she feels and decides on her own. And then when she's divorced, then you can get to know each other and see if you're meant for each other. And Princeton is here. Princeton says, Kamehameha. All right, I understand that. Sending good energy to you, more positive energy to you, especially since February is nearing soon. There will be more work to do. Thank you, Princeton. Thank you. Appreciate that. Kamehameha to you too. There it is. What? There it is. What is it? There. Okay, I got it. I got it. There it is. There. It's hard to go. It's like a mirror. Um, Rajan Chaudhary says, that was a really great and sensible I can get from any person. Thank you for your time. My pleasure. American Otaku says, thanks for the information, Miran. You're quite welcome. My pleasure. All right, guys, it's been almost 2 hours. I think we've answered all the questions that was laid on here. And as much as I want to continue our discussion because it is like a family that we enjoy getting together, just don't forget, soon I'll have a group session on my site, mind@seekstruth.com. You can choose a day and time, and as soon as there's a certain number of people register for it, then we will have that particular confirmed, that session confirmed by me through email to you guys, to whoever has registered, and then we'll have that session for a few hours, but the cost will be less than the personal, private, one-on-one discussion on Skype, while Skype prices will increase as my Skype prices are dirt cheap, and they shouldn't be. Most counselors out there, they charge $600 an hour or $400 an hour. I think I would still be below 200, but we will increase it because it's rather ridiculous price. So, and we haven't, by the way, I haven't increased the prices for 12 years. So I think you would not frown upon this change. But we will have because of that, we will also have the group session. So you guys will have a chance to pay pretty much half price of what it is now, not when it's increased, and then participate for 2 or 3 hours when there are a bunch of people there. If there are, let's say, 10, 15, 20 people there, then we'll have like 3 hours. If it's less, we'll have 2 hours. But it'll be ample time for everybody to ask questions and benefit from the answers of the other people's questions and get their money's worth, that's for sure. And American Otaku says, "Oh my God, you like Dragon Ball Z, Mehran? No, I like you more." Yeah, Kakarat is doing there. What do you think? You think my philosophy comes by no power? Kakarat is watching over everything. Yeah, we both like Vegeta and Kakarat both. Goku and Vegeta are our favorites, depending on what the situation is. And Brenda says, "Have a great evening. Thanks so much. I always enjoy you." Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your kindness and attention and time spending with us. Ash says, "Group session would be fun and awkward." Yeah, could be. Depends what you want to ask. Hence, the private one. That's a trick, you come in, you can ask a question, you go on, you paid for that, then you pay for the private one. I make more money. How about that? Ash says, "I can imagine you'll be telling everyone to what? STFU, ST. If you, I can understand. The ST, I'm not sure if I get it. All right. I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. And if we had, let's say, 1,000 or 2,000 participants in live stream, I would have more of it during the week. But since we have whopping 9 people here, I will just have once a week as much as I can arrange it. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.